Okay. So, sounds. Here we are in Icewind Dale for Rime of the Frostmaiden, Session 1. Everyone ready?
Sounds like the beach.
You got windy beaches.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, let us reset the scene after we talked about it a little during Session 0, but let us get back into the feeling of things here. Icewind Dale has become trapped in a perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous. And this land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even in what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Auril the Frostmaiden, the god of winter's wrath. The shimmering aurora that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements known as 10 towns. The drop-off in caravans coming from the south and travel between settlements in this never-ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town has resolved to appease the Frostmaiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers, such as yourselves, 10 Towns is a place to test one's mettle, and in the spirit of heroes who have come before, leave one's mark on this frigid, blighted land of Icewind Dale. We are starting our adventure in part of Icewind Dale known as Good Mead. A town famous for the bees that it keeps warm with lumber from the nearby forest, producing mead that is sold throughout the 10 towns at a rate they can barely keep up with. Everyone likes that nice warming drink. As we move in on our scene here, we see snow flurrying around in the almost empty streets as a few figures bundled up head to toe in winter furs scurry between the buildings in the dark twilight that exists even at the height of day during this never-ending winter. As we move down amongst the buildings of Good Mead, we see one building in particular that stands out high above the rest. The Mead Hall, an island of warmth, promising food and drink, and a roaring fire, if at least not for the bees' sake, then for those customers that manage to make their way through its doors as well. Inside, the firelight dancing off the walls, the buzz of the bees, an ever-present, soothing sound in the background. We see various members of Good Mead already in their cups, having an early dinner. It's so hard to keep an ordinary schedule when it's so dark all the time. Even after all this time, you've had 2 years of this never-ending winter. But not everyone's in the mead hall yet. We have 4 new additions to Good Mead who have arrived fairly recently. And it is at this moment that they crash open the door and come into the mead hall, stamping off the snow from their boots, shaking it off their furs, out of their feathers. And let us hear what we see before us. Mockingbird, you enter first.
Yeah, I actually kind of wanted to, if possible, get a sort of mini sort of synopsis as to what everybody has been doing in these past 3 days, like what jobs we took on,
Okay.
and things like that.
Okay. Now let's get
I
your
know,
descriptions, and then we'll do that when you're sat down in the hall.
yeah, after what was presumably a very, very long day, Mockingbird will kind of walk in and take off one of his more outermost coats, still leaving 1 or 2 layers on because he's a cold boy. Kind of crack his neck a little bit like he's had an uncomfortable physical day, and set it over and go to the warmest spot that he can find, trying to brush off some of the sleet and snow from his outer sort of layers, and immediately just start rubbing his hands. Where are the others? That's it.
Quick on your heels, Gareth Silverforge stomps through the door. Are you muted? Muted, Abby?
There we go.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Shaking off all my snow. It's a doozy out there. How y'all doing?
What's Gareth
Alright.
dressed in? Under those furs.
He's dressed in black leather, mostly head to toe. Got black leather, and he's got to shake all the snow out of his bushy ponytail. So he always has to give that a good tap. So.
Gareth, over here. I've saved the biggest seat for you.
Oh, thank you kindly, sir.
Order the drinks, though, would you? I haven't quite unfrozen my fingers yet.
And as
All
Gareth,
right, meads all around, yeah.
yeah, Gareth weaves through the patrons over to where Mockingbird is keeping a table, and there's a clanking sound as a squat construct stomps through the door. Tom.
Ton walks in. Of course, Warforged don't generally have to wear armor in the same traditional way that we consider humans wearing armor. In fact, he has scale mail that seems like it's just sort of attached into some sort of socket that he can just put it onto. And I remind you that there's also kind of just wool and fur sticking out of every available crevice, as if they just kind of stuffed whatever they could into this iron carapace that he has. Of course, he has his perpetual smile, which he cannot get rid of due to his constructed nature. He kind of brushes the snow off of the surfaces of his face before looking around. Mockingbird, yes.
Over here, friend. Just the one I wanted to see. If I don't have to pay money for a drink, then I'd rather not.
Well, since I don't work here anymore, I also have to pay, but let's enjoy a drink, or please enjoy a drink for me, I guess.
I thought those brews the other night were yours. Was I mistaken?
They are, but they were mine because I made them here because I worked there.
Recent unemployment. I'm very sorry.
Because I'm working with. That's okay. Let's drink. And he joins the group.
Okay. And finally, coming through the door, we have Mame.
Coming through the door, you see the silhouette of a cloth covering a big round bundle covered in snow. And as she takes off the cloth, fanning out the snow like a blanket off this mantle, you see a short-statured Gaius with brown, red, and metallic green plumage walking through, lightly dressed, not for this weather, and ruffling her feathers. She looks around the tavern to see Mockingbird, Arrow, and my mechanical friend.
Tom. Indeed. Okay, so yes, as you all gather around the table there, having met a few days ago in this very meat hall, you've been making yourselves useful around town. In particular, glasses were raised when you slew that crag cat that was bold enough to slink into town last night. Garo.
Yeah, that was a mean sumbitch, but he had it coming. What can I say?
So,
He
yeah.
crossed the wrong fighter that day. So
You grab a table. Sorry, you grab a table there, and you're served the evening's fare by the staff here. Tonight is seared rabbit with mushrooms and peas. It seems the trappers have been busy.
I'm just glad it's not Crag Cat.
I'm a bit disappointed it's not Cragcat.
It's pretty gamey, let me tell you.
I enjoy the challenge.
When in Icewind Dale.
Please enjoy on my behalf.
Yes, describe it, please. So, Mockingbird, you said you wanted to catch up with the others?
Yeah, I would just like to sort of ask them about the past 3 days, see what else they've been up to. What exactly the group has done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mame, you were last in, so first at the table here. What has Mame been doing the last couple of days since you first met?
I have been procuring rations and food and looking around at the map of 10 towns, trying to navigate my round since it's been a while since I've been near, how do I say, humanoid inhabitants.
Yes. Yeah, you were given this map by your friends in Dugan's Hall after you descended from the mountains to their hospitality. Tuln, how about you? What you been up to?
Well, there was a problem down at the logging camp. They mostly just needed somebody to keep watch, and as I do not need to sleep, I am a perfect candidate for such things. So I made a little bit of money as I was waiting for you to get ready to leave this wonderful place.
Indeed. I do hope there was no problem with Mockingbird's friend. Seemed to know one of the loggers, one Shandar Froth, the dwarf that you encountered on your first evening here.
Oh, Shandar is a nice guy. I've never had any problems with Shandar.
Yeah, very popular amongst all the loggers here. A bit gruff, a bit blunt, but gets the job done and provides a lot of wood for the fires in the beehives here.
He enjoys a good drink, and I enjoy anybody who enjoys a good drink.
Okay, now Gareth. Apart from last night's heroics against the Cragcat that was threatening to savage the entire 100-person population of Good Mead, what have you been up to?
Just doing odd jobs. I did a lot of caring for the sled teams, and there's some axe beaks in town that I've been looking after. So I really take to animals. So and doing what I can with that.
Now, Gareth was, for a time, with the Flaming Fist, was he not, at Camp Ravengard? Over near Brimshanda?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was good for quite a time, but
was he involved with the animals there
lately,
at
Yeah. Anywhere there's animals, I take to them. So.
all? Okay. And finally, Mockingbird.
Yeah, I imagine I would have probably done some sort of tracking job. I apologize, I didn't have enough time to really touch base with you on what I did, but I imagine I would have tried to fill my time somewhat productively. Maybe tried to go out and do some logging, but then realized that due to my utter lack of strength that I wasn't quite cut out for it and let go. And then probably would have slunk off to go do some tracking with the others if they would have me.
Okay. Thank
You
you.
weren't cut out for it.
That is exactly the kind of thing we're after. Thank you very much. As much as possible. Now, as you're talking amongst yourselves at the table here, there's a slight shadow falls over the table as the firelight is blocked out, and the giant of a man who is the speaker of Good Mead, Kendrick Rylesbarrow, looms over your table. Get your drink. He's looking at all of you.
Rounds all around, yeah.
Are you asking me if we have a drink or if you would get us a drink?
I'll get you a drink. We're still in your debt for fighting off that beast last night. Could have been reet nasty.
Oh,
Yeah.
for them, of course, but you know.
I'll never turn down a free drink, sir. If you're buying, then I'll gladly drink. Would you like to pull up a seat with us?
Yes. Let me just go and get around, and I'll come and bring it over. All right.
And just nod my head, and smile.
Now, as
I don't trust him.
as he goes off, stomps off
I
to the
trust
bar.
anyone that'll give me a free drink.
And you've spoken to him a couple of times, like in the mead hall here over the last couple of days. You know, he's the speaker here, and he's well liked. You know, he just wants to make sure that the mead flows, and he just wants everyone to be kept safe. He does a lot to look after the loggers going out into the forest. It's a bit more dangerous away from the safe confines of the town itself. So yeah, you all kind of sit back and let that firelight just warm your fingers and toes. It's been another gruesome day in 10 towns. You know, howling wind, bitter cold, foul tempers. You know, snowdrifts big enough to bury a herd of moose. But today, the tavern, as you're kind of sitting there and you're talking to each other, saying hello to a few folks that you've known and you've met over the last couple of days, it seems the gossip around the mead hall tonight is not the usual talk. The mead hall is abuzz with news about a series of recent killings. Now, before these murders, the only question on everyone's mind was, will Summer ever return to Icewind Dale? But now the question is, will I be the killer's next victim? You know, nothing breeds fear and paranoia like a murderer with no face. Apparently, 3 cold-blooded murders have been committed in the past month. There was a halfling trapper in East Haven, a human shipbuilder in Targos, and 3 days ago, a dwarf glassblower in Brinshanda, the main town. And interestingly, each victim was found with a dagger of ice through the heart. What's the connection? This drunken, terrified lot huddled in this mead hall will offer no credible ideas, but sitting apart from everyone is a new face. An elderly shield dwarf with a nasty scar across her nose. And she looks like she has something worth knowing, a tale or two to tell. And ever since you walked in, she's been sat there smoking her pipe and eyeing you all over. The speaker comes back over. He's like, all right, there you go. Mead, water for you, Mame, wasn't it? You gonna try the mead?
It was, I believe, a thimble of mead for.
Oh, thimbleful. Oh, yeah, no problem, no problem. And there you go. A seat by the fire for you, Mr. Grimbrew.
Works for me.
Good, splendid.
Kendrick, sir, do you mind if I ask you a quick imposition, a quick question?
No problem. Far away.
That more gruff lass over there, the dwarf with the cut on her nose. Do you know anything about her?
She blew into town yesterday. During the twilight hours, around lunchtime.
Do you know her profession? It seems the town's a little bit of a stir right now. People are on edge.
I don't know. I mean, she's don't want it to be rude, but she's been around the mountains a few turns, I'd say. She's probably retired. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Go and say hello.
Have you seen her before this past couple days?
Can't say I have. No.
Okay, just curious is all.
Oh, I'll be right back. And Toln goes to get another beer,
Okay, look.
and he quickly returns.
Grim business. These murders, huh?
How terrible.
Shame about them killings, eh?
Shame. Well, at least it's over in the big towns. None of that nastiness around here.
Speaking of gratuitous violence, Gareth, I'd very much be entertained to hear as to how you killed a crag cat and didn't seem to sustain any injury at all. You truly are impressive. How did you do it?
I mean, between you and me, it was a bit of an accident. I slipped on the ice and accidentally stabbed it in just the right spot, if you know what I mean.
The speaker says, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. I've been telling everyone you're a hero.
I mean, I'm a hero because I faced it. None of y'all were out there helping me.
Hey, I was right behind you. I was about to step in myself.
I mean, luckily I slipped the right way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell the tale. So.
Like you see Kendrick like doing the calculations in his head. Oh, I was supposed to step in towards me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But,
yeah, or just slipping and getting the other end of the claw. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Well, tell you what.
It worked out for everybody.
I'll tell you what. the next nasty that comes into town, Bagsy that one, all right? That one's mine. All
right, I'll stand back.
You rest your pommel.
Thanks for the beer too.
In the meantime, we should put some nails in your shoes. We don't want you slipping another time.
Yeah. I need to get some cleats.
You want to go over to the store? Didn't you brought a bunch of stuff with you when you arrived, right? There's some new goods in the store. You should get some crampons.
Yeah, check that out. Thanks for the tip.
Toln will return with a beer in hand. He'll go, excuse me, we should see what she needs. Yes. And then he will walk over to the shield dwarf.
And I immediately ears perk up, and I'll quickly get up and follow along.
Speaker looks to you, Gareth, and he's like, "That's Toln Grimbrew. He's been reap friendly, especially to dwarfs. He's got real affinity. Apparently, came down from the Dwarven Valley."
Oh. Haven't had a chance yet to talk to Tone much, so maybe I should bend his ear a bit.
You can do.
He will extend a beer, and he'll speak in Dwarvish at first, and say, I can't help but notice that you aren't drinking. And then he'll notice that Mockingbird has come along and switched back to common as to not to be rude.
Sorry for imposing.
She looks impressed, that you speak Dwarven at first, and she replies, and she's like, that's a pleasure to hear. From what are you?
I mean, you can call me a construct, I guess. That's probably the most accurate.
I haven't been up to the Dwarven Valley for a while. Is this the building these days?
Oh, of course. Up in the Dwarven Valley, they are mass producing my kind. Just every day a new one.
Huh. Well, I haven't seen the like yet. Must be using them all up there in the mines.
Well, I'm an escaped slave, so that's a joke. I'm sorry. It probably doesn't come across because of my face.
I've got kin up. I've got kin up there. I was worried they'd turn to slavery. Oh.
No, it's
Okay. Oh, I'm glad you're joking. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good
I'll
one.
teach
Good
you
one.
sarcasm later, Tom. Don't worry.
It's the face. You can't do sarcasm with this face. I need to get better at it.
It's all in the tone, friend.
I was gonna
It's all
say,
in
the
delivery.
My tone. I don't have much inflection with whatever they put here.
It'll be tough. Maybe body gestures are the way to go. Either way.
Well, pleasure to meet you anyway. I'm Clil Trollbane.
Clill Trollbane.
Clin.
Clin. Sorry.
No, with an H. Clin.
Clin. I got it.
No. Sorry, must be me pipe. Hang on, take my pipe out.
So, what brings you to town, Clint? We haven't seen you before.
It's Clin.
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 One more time.
Clin. H-L-I-N. Clin.
Clin.
Oh, the H is at the beginning. My mistake.
There you go.
I'm terribly sorry for my
I hear all
insult.
this and shouting, and I'm intrigued, so I'm gonna start moseying on over.
No, I think my jaw's frozen up. I was wading through drifts and all sorts to get here. Snow drifts right up to me whiskers.
No worries. I'm just curious. What brings you to town? Are you a trader, perhaps?
No. But I don't know. Maybe I should ask you lot first. What's your trade?
This you should try it. It's my tobacco taster.
And she just downs it in one. Nah, it's grand. Yeah, it's got a good back to it.
Yeah, it's so that you can smoke, and it's good.
I mean, I haven't had anything like that since I was up in the valley last. It's got nice to have something with a bit of kick to it.
Yeah, well, this is my trade. I make beer.
Ah, you must be welcome. Wherever you go.
I usually can find a free place to stay. Yes.
Splendid. And you're a big bugger, she says to you, Gareth.
Howdy. And then I, give her a dwarvish welcome as well.
Oh, wow. Everyone's speaking Dwarvish around here. I should have come to Good Mead earlier. Didn't realise it was such a welcoming place.
Yeah, it's pretty nice here.
Where'd you pick that up?
And
This one was up in the valley. Were you up there too?
yeah, I've had a lot of dwarvish friends in my day, so traveled a lot with different soldiering, mercenary types, and yeah, really took to your dwarvish tales.
Well,
Picked up dwarvish as well.
we're well suited for that kind of thing. Yeah. Mercenary, you say? Were you over at Camp Ravengard?
Ravengard.
Yes.
I'm like, yes.
That's the Flaming Fist camp, yeah.
Okay, I was like, I thought it was in Burnshed.
near Brimshan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I've had a few. Sorry. Yeah.
Good on ya. Yeah, I'm just getting started, but And you there? My feathered
Oh.
friend.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, Malcolm.
hello. I just say it in common. Oh, hello.
Pleasure.
I'm Amit.
Flynn's the name.
I'm an archaeologist. I like.
A studied one. Found anything of interest?
Oh, recently, I found something wonderful, and I'm gonna publish a book on it. But first, I'm gonna organize my thoughts in the pamphlet, make the book about it, and show everyone in the world how wonderful this destination that I found. But first, I have to make sure winter ends. That way, everyone can know about it.
Oh, all right. Yeah, well,
She
yeah.
speaks fast.
Not much use being published up here.
People don't read here.
Oh, no, they read plenty, but not much of an audience, you know. You want to get down, you know, Luskan, Waterdeep, you know, Baldur's Gate, around there. That's where all the highfalutin big libraries are and stuff, eh?
You'll never get into the Candle Keep if you are here. So
That's a good long ways away. I haven't been down there for decades.
well, I meant like the book. Oh, okay, whatever. Yes, but you've traveled a lot, it seems.
Oh, up and down the Sword Coast, yes. Used to be a bounty hunter.
Impressive.
Ooh.
You know, impressive, but tends to make yourself a few enemies here and there. So, you know, I moved, you know, migrated, can you say, for one's own safety, up here over the spine, you know. You know, not many folks come looking up here.
Do you still find work up here? Or have you changed professions?
Nah.
If you don't mind my asking, I
That's
did not
fine.
mean any.
Sorry, I don't think I caught your name, sir.
Ah, Mockingbird. Pleasure to meet you.
Interesting name.
Wasn't my choice.
Easy for me to say. Now, sorry, yeah, to answer your question, no, those days are long behind me now. I'm just, you know, spending me retirement up here. You know, doesn't bother me much this kind of weather.
Oh, I can't say the same for myself, but you seem much more traveled than the rest of us. Have you heard anything about the recent happenings, these grisly murders? As you could tell, and I just kind of like pan around the room, the town is, you know, quite troubled by this.
Well, now that's the thing, isn't it? That's why I uprooted and came all the way out here. Waded through all that snow. Like I say, this weather doesn't bother me so long as I'm sat in my house, you know, back in Brimshander by my hearth. But, takes a bit more to uproot old Flynn and get her out on the road again. Aye, these murders. No one was gonna bloody look into them. Not even the speakers. So, I figured I'd dust off the old bounty hunter skills and see if I could see what was going on.
Did you find anything by chance? Smile.
Did I find anything? If my name's not Flynn Trollbane. Yes, I did. Now, I've got one suspect. I'm pretty sure that's the one that we need to get sorted. His name's Cephik Caltru. He works for a small travelling merchant company called Torgs. It's owned and operated by a dwarf, but no one as nice as me. A shady dwarf named Torga Icevein. You know, in other words, he gets around, right, with a travelling merchant company. He's charming, you know, makes friends easily. He's also Torga's bodyguard, so I'm guessing he's good with a blade. The victims have only come from those 3 towns, you know, the ones that do the sacrifice to the Frostmaiden on nights of the new moon. You all know about that? Now, the
More or less.
3 of you will. Mame, you won't have heard about this yet.
I'll just be like.
Sorry, what
looking
did he
around,
say
like,
his name was again?
His name?
Siffic.
Cultural.
Coal
the one.
Troll?
Cultural.
Aye, Siffic Caltral. Looks like a nasty piece of work. And he's travelling around with one Torga Icevein.
The owner of the merchant company.
That's the one.
Thank you.
That's the one. Aye. So, and if you kind of do the quizzical bird, like, cocking of the head, mummy, and she looks over and she's like, you new in town? New in 10 towns, I should say.
Yeah. I've just been here for like 3 days.
Well, this never-ending winter will do strange things to folks, And the folks of 10 towns have taken to sacrificing things to the Frostmaiden, Oral, the goddess of winter's wrath. Now, it depends on the size of the place. Smaller places, they give up heat. They sacrifice heat by huddling together and not lighting any fires for one night of the new moon. Bigger places like this, I'll warrant, they sacrifice food. They put food out on the snow and on the ice for the big beasties to come and take away. Cragcats, yetis, and the like. Come down from the mountains and take up that food. And Garrow, that's probably what drew the Cragcat.
I'm like,
Yeah. Cragcat's not too aware of the lunar cycles, especially as it's clouded over all the time. And they're just like, he's like, food yet?
Yeah.
And that one came a bit too far into town.
I'll just take you. Thanks.
And then her eyebrows kind of furrow, and she's like, and the 3 biggest towns. Well, the 3 biggest towns do something called the Riot of Might. Have you heard of that? No, the rest of you have. The Riot of Might, my feathered friend, young mammy. That's when, well, someone even volunteers, or if there's no volunteer, then there's a lottery, and someone's name is drawn. And that person, without weapon or armor, has to pit themselves against one of those said beasties of the ice and tundra. Now, you never know what's going to show up. It might be a cragcat. It might be a disgruntled moose. It could be even one of them ferocious yetis. And they have to fight it. Now, on occasion, they'll be victorious. And then they've got the right of might, and they're lauded throughout the towns, and it's thought that the Frostmaiden respects, their ability to overcome such a wild beast. But more often as not, they get, well, I'll save you the details.
Oh my.
Aye.
Were these bodies, these most recent murder victims, were they found by chance on one of these cycles, one of these lunar cycles?
No, not too near the new moon. It's all been over the last month, as far as I've heard tell. The last one was only 3 days ago. And by the way, the new moon was 5 days ago.
Interesting. But only in the towns where these more hefty sacrifices have taken place.
Aye,
Which is also the bigger towns.
it is. And I've got an idea. Like I said, the victims only came from these 3 towns where they've sacrificed these people with the right of might to the Frostmaiden. And, that's what passes for civilized behavior in these times. But, I think the victims found a way to keep their names out of the lottery. And I think that Siffic, that cold-hearted bastard, I think he found out that they were cheating, so he killed them. I think Siffic is doing the Frostmaiden's work for her.
Well, cheating the lottery system is in its own way immoral, but taking things into his own hand seems a bit extreme. Can you
Well-
tell us any more about this Sefik? Does he travel these towns frequently?
Aye, he does. I've been following this Torg's, caravan for a 10-day, as it moved from town to town. Quite the devious little enterprise, but, that's not my concern. What struck me, more than anything else, is how comfortable Sefik Caltro looked with this weather. No coat, no scarf, no gloves. It was like the cold couldn't touch him. Kiss of the Frostmaiden indeed. Look, I'm beyond all this. I just did the investigating and I wanted to figure out what's going on. It's young folks like you that I need. I'll pay you 100 gold pieces if you can apprehend this Sefik Cultro, figure out whether or not he's guilty, and then deal with him. Preferably without involving the authorities. Just get it done. That's what is needed in these times. When the job's done, come back here. I'll be warming my toes around these parts, and then I'll get you your money. What say ya?
I just got one question.
What's that?
So what if this Sefik guy isn't the murderer?
Well, like I say, ascertain his guilt.
Okay. So you still pay us if we drag him into town hogtied and he's not the murderer? Or do we have to go and find the murderer?
Now, like, if it comes to that, I'll help you look for the culprit again, but...
Okay.
I've got a pretty good feeling.
I mean, this is all just fantastical. You're just like a Sherlock Holmes.
I was pretty good. That's why I've got more money than I know what to do with. I could pay idiots like you to do the dirty work for me.
So you're just being altruistic about this then?
Aye. No other bloody bugger was going to do it, so I thought I'd step up and, clean these parts up. You can't have him just running around killing people.
Needed something to do in retirement, yeah?
It gets a bit boring, eh?
Would you mind if we discuss this amongst ourselves before we say yes or no?
Of course.
Can I take that insight check, John?
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, first roll. Oh,
and that's a crit.
Natural 20. I don't have any graphics or anything. That's 20. Okay, yes, nice. Yeah, she's 100% legit.
Oh.
She's just, she's a good one. She just wants this dealt with for the sake of 10 towns, nothing else.
Just needed to make sure.
Yeah, no, it's worth checking.
There you go. Woo.
I for one think it's probably a good idea.
And she leans back and lets you go back to your table, and she's just like,
I assume we're doing an aside.
looking into the fire, puffing on her pipe.
Yeah, just a team
I
huddle.
mean, he says it as he's walking away.
Okay.
Thanks,
Carl,
Tim Man.
Mockingbird, yes to your question.
Okay.
The one she
have no
mentioned,
qualms.
the caravan, right? Not her.
Sorry?
Not the one you're talking to. The one she's talking about.
Yes. Okay. So I would turn to the rest of the group and go, I'm not opposed at chasing this end, although I do think maybe some negotiation in case this lead turns up dry and we aren't able to find anything else. Seems like there's a high chance in my mind that this could just be a wild goose chase and we come out of it with less than we started.
Agreed. I'm also not comfortable being judge, jury, and executioner. So.
I think the contract was apprehend, right? I don't think we've been given a license.
She did say deal with.
Fair, given her line of work.
I just
I believe
authorities.
Yes, Mame?
I believe maybe we should do some investigation on this. Maybe no jury business, but if the authorities were to do something, wouldn't have they had started months ago when the first victim happened, the second victim, now a third, and they're still doing nothing?
Besides, if it is involved with the lottery, they're not gonna expose that. Cheating.
I suppose.
I know the bigger towns and I know the infrastructure. and especially the people at the top. And they're not interested in that. I mean, unless a massacre occurs, maybe then they'll look into it. But 1 or 2, 3 people, they don't care.
They are literally sacrificing people to the cold.
Agreed. So their morals are not exactly top tier, especially at Grim Chandler.
Oh my, human morals. So skewed, so twisted.
Indeed.
Well, then I guess it's decided.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't got a problem with hunting him down, especially if he is a
Okay.
murderer.
And I'll start turning around and making my way back towards her at the table.
Okay. So yeah, you go back over, and she like straightens herself up, and she's like, "Well, what's here?"
We're interested, for lack of a better
splendid.
phrase. But
Alright.
on the off chance that this is a goose chase, or this turns up to be a dry lead, we've all made mistakes. It's not out of the realm of possibility. We would like some amount of compensation beforehand to make sure that, should we not find anything for you, that it won't be a complete waste of time for us.
That's fair.
And
That's
we
fair.
promise you that we will try our darndest.
Yeah, hours worked. I'll give you 20 up front. How's that?
I look to the rest of the group.
Is that 20 each or for the group?
20 for the group, and then the other 80 when it's sorted.
5 gold pieces each?
Oh, 5 each.
That's a decent chunk of cash.
I've been paid less for more.
I think we have a deal. And I'll kind
Excellent.
of gently
excellent.
extend my hand.
And she big very chilblains and very very tough livery skin, just
Calloused, yeah.
calloused hand shakes yours.
And
Excellent.
wince in pain a
excellent.
little bit.
Now, there's a reason I lugged my ass all the way out here. I managed to get hold of their itinerary, and they're hot on my heels.
They're coming to Good Mead.
They are.
Hot on your heels.
Convenient.
I got the jump on them. I saw where they were coming, so they went to East Haven, but then I just came straight this way instead. I wanted to find someone, hopefully. Let yourselves get ready before they arrived. They should be here probably tomorrow evening.
Oh,
They're going to be
I
here,
see.
then up to Dugan's Hole, and then, if what I've heard is correct, they're heading over the spine of the world, south for the mountains, and they'll be gone.
They're trying to leave.
Some business has taken them to Luskan, apparently.
I suppose that if he cannot be harmed by the cold, he is free to leave, though seems
Looks like
difficult.
it. Swaggering about like a pirate. Dressed like a sailor as well.
How many are in this group that'll be arriving tomorrow?
Let me think. There's Torga herself, that dodgy one. There's Im, that I think's done it. And then Torga's got four other fellas that she drags around with her. They'll be
And
coming in on their
exactly
dog sleds.
How armed are they, in the high likelihood, and I look to Gareth, that this turns violent?
I would, above all else, try and get him when he's not with them.
But in worst case scenario, what are we dealing with?
I mean, like I said, they've got themselves a little operation. Most of the stuff they sell isn't acquired too legally, if you know what I'm saying. So, I think you might want to be careful there.
I have just the tools for this job.
Alright.
Look over at Tolm.
Beer.
I don't follow.
Ooh.
I like the way
I
you
will
think.
give him some beer.
Uh-huh.
We will be friends. He will be drunk.
Uh-huh.
And then someone, probably not me, because this isn't very strong, will punch him in the face and knock him out.
Oh, and then slit his throat when he's done. Yeah. Excellent.
or maybe investigate some of his wares and maybe find the weapon that killed the people.
Maybe. I mean,
I think
whatever your
there's
methods.
really only one place to go in this town. They'll likely all show up here. It would be
Yeah,
an excellent opportunity to split them up if we introduce drinks.
during the day they'll be doing business. They'll set up. They do like an open air market kind of thing. They set up little awnings over the dog sleds and they sell the wares from the sleds directly. But then yeah, of an evening, I'm sure they'll be probably having a drink or two.
Interesting.
And then during that time, Ton
Tolman.
will give drinks. Someone will talk his ear up, and I can stealthily go investigate to see if any of his items on hand have the weapon that killed people.
It's an ice dagger made of ice. I assume that it should he be truly a servant of the Frostmaiden, he is just making it with magic or something.
Quite likely. And if we're going to go the sleight of hand route, I'm quite gifted in that regard. I would prefer to take point on that. Now, at the end of the day, they will likely be in here. I think it would be best to split them up. We don't want them in one group, or we're quite frankly outnumbered and probably outgunned.
Let's
We
just
should
get
probably
him
think of
drunk,
a way.
and then I'll show him. I'll say, sir, you cannot piss in here. Please go outside for a moment, and then we beat him up while he's outside.
Just jump him.
Jumping while he's taking the piss.
A low blow.
Huh?
Effective.
I've done worse for less.
Yeah, so slitting throats aside, we could interrogate him. I do have pretty good intimidation tactics.
Ah, that's a good idea.
Rough him up a bit, but
Regardless, might we see that itinerary? Any useful information? And one final question: are they aware that you were investigating them?
Oh no! I'm much more subtle than that.
Okay,
Look at me.
good to know.
The very image of stealth.
Of course.
Rests her hand on a giant battle axe.
I think I'm gonna go get myself another drink. I'll be talking to you again shortly, I'm certain.
No worries. I'm just curious, like, why they're coming out here, and like, who's going to be the next victim?
dun dun dun.
I mean,
Any of you skip the lottery?
where are you from? That's a good question.
I haven't. I could take a crack at.
Wait, were we supposed to join the lottery?
I'm from Good Mead. We give food.
I wouldn't know if I'd joined a lottery or not. Would I have put my... Is it like a door-to-door census type thing, or what are the processes involved with the lottery?
Let me just double check
Pull
again.
your
Which
name out of literally like freaking Mockingbird.
I think it's all ones with
Fuck is Mockingbird.
with black dots
Yeah.
on the. It's all the ones with black dots on the map, isn't it?
Yeah. So it is Targos. I think it was Targos, Bryn Shander, and East Haven.
So not Tourmaline.
It says there's only 3 of them that do it.
Oh.
So yeah, there is one bigger town that's I guess it's just a bit smaller than the others. Yeah, the killings were in those towns: East Haven, Targos, Bryn Shander. So they're along the east way.
If I had to guess, I would suspect that someone is trying to evade the lottery in a rather roundabout method by leaving the town. That would seem.
Oh, are there any other newcomers to this town other than our dwarven friend here?
that would be something to check out, definitely. Okay. Good.
Guess we're gonna be detectives.
All right.
So, is there anything else you want to do tonight, or are you going to leave it
Oh,
till tomorrow?
I'll go ask. I'll go ask Kendrick about any other new people in town.
Okay.
Seeing as I've lived in Good Mead for a while, we probably have shared a brew. Well,
Yeah.
I've watched him drink before.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see. Yeah, he's sat at the bar, chatting to a woman, who's who you I think you would know this woman. She's let me get the name for you. Her name is Olivessa Untapor.
Olivessa.
Untapor. You gotta love these Sword Coast names. Faerunian names. Olivessa Untapor. Do you want me to stick it in chat?
You know what? I'm just gonna go with what I got. What?
She. There you go. She is.
Wasn't far off.
Yeah, I wasn't far off in my notes.
Hey, well done.
impressed.
She is a middle-aged woman, descended from the town's Chilton founders, and she is primarily involved in making the casks and barrels that hold the brews. So I'm sure you've met with her.
Okay. Oh, Kendrick, Olivessa, sorry to interrupt you. Can I have a moment, Kendrick? Just very, very quickly.
Oh, Tom, pleasure.
Pleasure.
And she excuses herself and goes off to talk to some other people. She seems pretty well known around the town as well. And the speaker's like, "All right, what is it, Tom? What is it, Tom?"
Have you noticed anyone from any of the other holds in town recently?
Oh, there's always people coming and going. Although there's been no one coming down from Dugan's Hall since your friend.
Oh, that's quite strange.
It is, yeah. There's usually a few folks, like a trapper selling some stuff, or someone coming to get some lumber or something.
When was the last time we saw someone from Dugan's Hole?
That was your friend, Mammy.
I did not ask her when she came. Have we had anyone from Bryn Shander or East Haven recently?
Oh, there's a few folks come through. Aye.
Are they here now?
As far as I know, yeah, there was let's see, there was a couple of loggers looking for work. They went off with Mr. Shandar, and I think he's hooked them up with the logging groups out in the forest. And there was a merchant from Brimshanda. His mother's here. He's from Goodbrew originally.
Okay.
He never bloody comes to visit. He's not a very good son, if you ask me.
Well, it is an eternal winter, so...
But even so, he's an axe beak salesman, so he should be able to, use his own axe beaks to get over here, no problem.
Yeah, that does make sense. Sounds like an asshole.
I believe that's the word, I think that's it. A couple of folks went off to East Haven to get some more knucklehead. Yeah, the ice fishing's been dire.
Well, that is all that I needed. Thank you very much.
No bother.
What was the merchant's name? Do you
Ooh,
remember? That's okay.
that was his name. It's old Madam Dustbuckle's son. So sorry, I don't know his name, but yeah, old Lady Dustbuckle. That's his mother. I assume she knows it if she hasn't forgotten. It's been so long.
Okay, well, thank you.
Nah.
Please enjoy a drink.
Cheers. Clanks it off your head. Is that not right? Oh, sorry.
It's acceptable enough for me.
Oh, grand. So you go back to your friends with that information?
Yes.
I'll probably return
Vomit.
with my drink by now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tell us all this information, or are you keeping it?
Exposition dump.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So, yeah. So no one's been down from Dugan's Hall since 3 days ago, when Mame arrived,
Quite suspicious.
and a couple of other comings and goings.
But quite unrelated. Do we want to pursue this
It's
merchant
possible.
end or the
the-
Dugan's Hall?
It's possible the merchant is related. We shouldn't leave for Dugan's Hole as we need to be prepared for tomorrow night.
Aren't the merchants coming from East Haven?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're coming from the other direction. It
Tomorrow.
wouldn't pan out unless they had operatives in Dugan's Hall. They might be related, but at the moment I see these as two different events. Regardless,
Also,
we are doing this
a
tomorrow.
yeah, a merchant might be more willing to pay to get out of a lottery, right? He's got maybe disposable income and he doesn't want to die. So he's
Mame.
more likely, maybe.
Moment. When did you arrive from Dugan's Hole?
I arrived at Good Mead the same day as you. I arrived in Dugan's Hole approximately, well, I believe 3 days ago.
Yeah, that's right.
So-
Actually, Tolman's he's been here for a long time. The other two arrived the same day as you.
I have lived here for a while. So you've been here for one day? You arrived yesterday?
3 days ago.
I arrived in Good Mead 3 days ago, same day as you. And I arrived in Dugan's Hole, I think about a week ago, before I believe the new moon appeared. But yes, I was in
Okay.
Dugan's Hole for a bit. And then I moved to Good Mead after a while. Because
I
Dugan's
see.
Hole had nothing I could examine. They just had like 20 stones in single form triangle. I could not conduct it, and what it was, none of the locals could tell me what it was. So I decided to move somewhere else, like Good Mead. But even these carvings here in the tavern do not pique my interest. So I'm at a loss to what to.
Now,
Yeah.
the new moon was 5 days ago, John?
Yes.
Did you say? Okay. So she was in Dugan's Hole during their new moon sacrifice. Okay.
Yep. Yes, you'd heard about the sacrifice of heat,
Yes.
which is what happened in Dugan's Hole, Mame. Everyone all cuddled together for a night.
Oh, that's why everyone wanted me near them to act like a blanket. I see.
Yeah, you were the
That's what that
most
was. I had-
popular person in Dugan's Hole. Which is
I had
a
no
sentence.
idea what was going on.
I would not be very popular.
Should stick to you. You know there's gonna be like some little kid that's like,
Yeah. Excuse me,
Mom.
ma'am. Excuse me.
Your child.
Pulled along
Well-
behind you.
We have quite a full day tomorrow. Shall we meet at some point in the morning to discuss how we're going to handle the situation?
I will speak with. I will try to find the
Madam Dustbuckle.
good Madame Dustbuckle. You enjoy.
Enjoy.
Mm.
Okay.
I mean,
Enjoy our lives.
Out-
Cool,
out-
thanks. Bye.
out there is much easier for me.
Are you
Thank you, good sir.
gonna head out tonight?
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna try to speak with Dustbuckle
Okay.
tonight.
Mame, you would be fine too.
I'll go out as well.
Okay.
Like,
All right, then.
All right, drinking party, Mockingbird. Woo!
Gareth and Mockingbird, you gonna try and have a drinking competition?
I think I'm gonna go grab another drink and go join the fine dwarven lady that we were talking to earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
So,
I
let
do
us.
like my dwarven story.
Okay.
Keep her company.
Let's see here. So, Tuln, Mame, you crack open the door, push it a bit against the snow that's already drifting up against it, even when it's closed for a short time, and step out into the dark evening. The lamps, there are lanterns guttering in the wind that's getting through the cracks, that are lighting the street with its covering of snow. You see maybe one, maybe two, people all bundled up, hurrying home or wherever they're headed.
Mame, I must admit I don't know much about the Gallus folk. Can you see in this frosted apocalypse in which we find ourselves?
I cannot.
In town you're okay.
Can I?
In town you're okay.
In town?
There are lights.
Okay.
Yeah, there are lights on the buildings.
Perhaps you can use this. And he bends over and picks up a rock, and then his fingers, a kind of device comes out from under his hand, and he works on the rock, and the rock begins to glow a light. Bright light for 5 feet and dim light for another 5 feet. If you are ever in need, you can use this. It will not stop shining, so if you want to hide, you should probably put it in a bag or something.
I see. Is this magic?
No. Yes. Kind of.
Infinite
Okay.
light.
I'll just
This little
hold
rock
this
of mine.
light.
I'm gonna let it shine.
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, and then I guess let's walk forward and try to find
Popular dwarven
Who's
song,
the
that. This
merchants?
little rock of mine.
This little
There's
rock.
a little rock on mine. I'm gonna let it.
you know where her house is.
I think so.
Yes, I'll say, Tuln, you do. There's only 100 people in this town. I think you know
Yeah,
pretty much
I've
anyone.
lived here
You
for
know
a while.
everybody. It's like Cheers.
It's 100 people. 100 people is about the amount that you can remember. So
Yeah, you cross over the town limits. It's like. Dun, diddle-diddle-dun, dun. Hi, Tuln.
actually, can I do that with magical tinkering?
Check it now.
I might be able to do that.
Tuln may have just given you just a rock. Mame, look at it! Isn't it wonderful?
It is. It is.
And in your mind, you're like, why isn't it glowing? He told you
It
it's
is.
glowing, but you're like, it's not.
No.
It is glowing?
I was thinking about the song. Can I do this song with
Please?
magical tinkering?
Oh.
I see.
I might be able to.
Hey,
Yes,
there you go.
There you go.
I did give you literally a rock, but it is glowing.
It is glowing. So it is glowing. Okay.
Yes,
I'm
there you
gonna
go.
light up. Okay.
Mame is making her way down through the
And
snow.
you can notice that there's kind of a green reflection off of the eye sockets that Tuln has.
Yes. You hear a
Then there's
faint
ooh.
whirring.
Yeah, faint. So yes, I believe it is down this alleyway.
So yes, you crunch through the snow, and find yourself at the house in question. Old Madam Dustbuckles.
After you. Wait.
Thank you, Slyfrosh, for the
Maybe-
random name generator. Dread, hiya. Sorry, excuse me. I'm shouting at chat.
Good evening, madam.
Dreaded Australians. Dreaded Aussies in the chat.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so, yes, you rat-a-tat-tat on the door.
Hello.
Good evening, madam.
Hello? Who is it?
It is Tom Grimbrew,
Oh,
the beer robot.
hi, Tom. You're out late. Is it late? I don't know. It's all dark.
Yes, I believe it is late.
Oh, come in. And just like the door kind of creaks open, and you see this old woman like, wrapped up in furs, even inside her house, and just wrinkled face, and a shock of white hair coming out from under her hood, and she's like, yeah, come in.
Ah, good to see you. He comes in. This is my friend, Mame.
Oh, hey, mummy.
Hello.
You're a sweet little thing, aren't you? You're not cold. You're freezing your death.
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
Colin, do you mind unglowing this rock?
That's very pretty.
Yes, I'll...
You want me to unglow it?
It's slightly warmer inside this very simple furnished room. There's a very small fire in the hearth burning. She seems to trying to ration her supplies. It seems.
Oh,
I guess I'll keep
okay.
the rock glowing.
And
Where should I put this?
I'll like a little. We know it's a wrench, but if you're not mechanically inclined,
Yes.
And he just like turns something on the stone, and then it goes out. No light.
With props. So you you come into the house, and she's like, "What can I do you for?"
Well, I heard that your son is visiting.
Ah, yes, I was so happy. I haven't seen him for years.
Ah, you were so happy? Did he leave already?
No, I'm so happy when he came.
Ah.
He's upstairs.
Oh.
He must have
Well,
forgotten something. He ran up there quick as anything when the door went.
Oh, I heard that he was in town. I'd like to meet everyone. What is his name?
Quickly look it up here. Ismay! Come downstairs! He's like gives a shout up, and you hear a creak on a kind of rickety wooden stair, and a very large man, in the portly sense, looks like he eats well, comes down the stairs slowly. He's like, "Mother, eh? Friends of yours? Locals?"
Yes, I am a local.
I'm from Deacon's Hole.
From Dugan's Hall, you say? Oh, you haven't been in the big towns recently, have you?
It's my first time.
Oh, this isn't one of the big towns. It's just a tiny little place.
I believe that answers your question, sir.
Yes, it does. Pleasure to meet you. Friends of my mother's are friends of mine. Blah blah blah.
I like to meet everyone that comes to the town. My name is Ton Grimbrew. What is your name?
Ismay.
Ismay?
Ismay Dustbuckle. Aye. And he kind of like spruces himself up a bit, kind of goes into professional mode a bit, and he's like, purveyor of fine axe beaks, up and down the east way. You must have heard of me.
Of course.
Ah, good. Yes, it's not many folk around these parts who haven't used an axe beak from old dust buckles.
Hmm.
And his mother's like, I'm so proud, he's done so well for himself.
I can see, yes. He seems like a very intelligent man.
Thank you.
So, you've come from Bryn Shander, I hear.
Aye, that's where I'm based.
I see. How are things in Bryn Shander?
Oh, you know, cold.
Any recent news that you've heard from Bryn Shander?
Nothing much. No. Business is, as good as we could hope. The need for axe beaks is even more now with the snows coming in. Like worse than they ever were before.
Besides business, any local news from Bryn Shander? Anything else with the locals that you've heard?
There was that killing 3 days ago.
Yeah, shame about them killing.
Shame about those killings. Oh, it's all anyone's talking about. A dagger of ice, they say. Ice, right through the heart. Can you imagine?
Do you know what time of day that happened?
No. Sorry, I'm not law enforcement myself. But they are a fine axe beaks, if you ever need one. Might have a cousin of yours.
Mommy just lets out a sigh. Nice one. Tolan, I think I'll be outside.
Oh,
Oh, it's frightful out there. You want to watch yourself?
do you need the light again?
Yes, please.
And he sees you do that, and his eyes kind of go wide a bit. He's like, oh, what manner of magic is that?
Oh, it's just it's not really magic. It's a kind of, I'm altering the inherent properties of the stone so that it can emit some sort of vibrating frequency that we perceive as light.
That's amazing. Can you mass produce those?
No, I can't.
Shame. They would sell well. Look, mother, come, look, what you doing? Get yourself by the fire. Come on, get in your chair there. Get covered up. She's like, oh, thank you, Ismail. Thank you. You're such a precious little one.
Oh, and then Tom will kind of now that our elderly woman is out of earshot, Tom will cut to brass tacks. Now I make no judgment, my friend. In fact, I am here to protect you, should that be the case. But were you part of the lottery?
With the protection line, give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh, I'm not good at it.
Probably better than me. I'm in negatives.
12.
12. Actually, with the display of magic as well, you have an advantage on that.
Well, the other was a 4, so.
Oh yeah, sorry. I mean, you said you quick go to brass tacks. I was about to do the same for him with that display of magic. Anyway, he turns to you. He's like, look, you say protection.
That's correct. I'm literally a giant iron robot.
I might. Well, no offense, I wouldn't say giant, but
Oh, that's fair.
Look, there's a reason I'm back out here in this shithole. It's not to see her. Look, there's talk going round. There's talk going round all of the big towns. These murders. They're folk that skipped out on the lottery. Have you heard that?
I have heard that, yes.
Aye. Well, I know I don't look like the type, and I wouldn't seem like it to you, but I'm afraid I might have used my means, a little bit of my personal fortune to make sure my name wasn't in the bucket last week.
I see.
And I wasn't going to stick around. Do you see what happened to that other fella? A nice ice dagger. An ice dagger
in
right
the
through
heart,
the
yeah.
bloody heart. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'm not having the end of my legacy. My Axbeak empire. Going out like that. Now, let's cut away for a second then. Mockingbird. Garrow. What are you doing back in the meat hall? Are you chatting with Hlyn?
So I kind of patted Gara on the shoulder and kind of in a hushed voice asked to speak with the dwarf again.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull up a drink. Gara, what are you doing in the meantime?
I'm like, go for it, partner. So I head up to the bar and I start talking to the speaker.
Okay.
I want to get the feel of my heroic tale. I want to know what
He
everyone's
turns to you
saying
with a big smile on his face. He's like, the hero of the hour.
Yeah.
Garrow.
Tell me about me.
Garrow, Crag
Tell me about
Catslayer.
me, my heroics.
Is there something easier? What do you reckon? I think Crag Catslayer doesn't really roll off the tongue very well.
Garrow, the Crat Slayer. Woo!
The savior of Good Mead. Nah.
Ah, there you go. There you go. And I clink his glass, and so we have a good yawn.
A few more cups, we'll have it sorted. And and then Mockingbird, you head over to Hlyn Trollbane once more.
Yes, so
Mockingbird, wasn't it?
Yes. Excuse me, but might I speak with you again, Trollbane?
No, of course.
You're
on my pay wage now.
As it were, and I'll pull up a seat next to her, and since I'm still kind of cold, I'll just kind of put my legs up a little bit and start warming them. And
I think you'd probably be okay by now. It's really warm in here because all the bees and the hot houses are all surrounding this main meat hall room, so it is.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. We've probably been in here for a good hour or so now. Okay, so I think I'm good. You'll have to excuse me. I don't mean to impose again. But unlike my companions, I can spot a lie quite easily.
Oh,
and
useful skill.
Necessity of my trade. I'm sure you can relate.
Oh, absolutely.
I think you and I know that in our trade, information is the most vital resource that we have.
Of course.
Those who don't have it are slaves to fate. And you gave us some false information today. And I'll have a coy little smile.
Did I? Enlighten.
We have more in common than you think, Torga.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's not Torga. She's.
Wait. I asked you if she was or not.
Yeah. I said she's talking about Torga. The owner of the caravan with the guy is Torga.
Okay. I asked if the one. Sorry, I misconstrued your question or your answer. I thought that this was her, and with that insight check, I was thrown for a loop. The Tone's insight check. Okay.
Yes.
I was wait a minute, something doesn't add up here.
Yeah. Torga is the owner of the caravan that's the murderer, the alleged murderer is traveling with.
Okay. No, that's my bad. In that case, I would just like to talk about business as usual around the town and what she's exactly doing around here, and just kind of make some lighthearted, kind of conversation. That's it then.
Yeah. And she says she's happy that she's found you guys, and she hopes that we can stop these killings before there's another.
Okay. Cool. Okay. And I'll just keep drinking. At this point, though, as a lightweight, I'm probably getting pretty bad.
Mame. Oh, sorry. Yes, go. Yeah, watch out. Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him, just in case. Now, Mame, as you step outside with your little glowing rock, there's a from out of the shadows. You turn around, and as the light pans around, in these alleyways aren't lit up like the main street is. You just see. Do you remember I showed you last week those axe beaks? You just see this huge blade of a beak and two eyes glistening in the rock's illumination as this axe beak's head just like comes down to your level.
Oh my god. You scared me. I roll animal handling to see if I'm able to. How do I? So. Sorry, it's my first roll.
Go for it. It's no worries. See, what's your animal handling? Mummy. +2.
Do I roll with the?
Oh, you can just roll a physical dice.
D&D
It's okay.
Beyond?
If you got them.
You can use D&D Beyond.
Yep,
you
Beyond.
can use your own dice. Whatever is fine.
We're not showing the rolls on stream, so it's fine.
I put everything into a Roll20 sheet because that's what I prefer.
Yeah, Roll20's been lagging for me actually. Can I, John? Can I test a roll out real quick just to
Please.
see if I'm? Yeah. Oh, it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. Okay, cool.
It's good.
I'll use Roll20.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
I rolled a natural one trying to communicate with this axe bird.
You take 2 slashing damage as it pecks you.
Oh my god, no, stop it! Ah!
Tom, it sounds like Mame's in distress outside.
I have good news. I don't need to sleep, so I will help. But first, I need to attend to this. I will be right back.
She's like, oh, she may not be messing with my bloody bird.
It sounds like the bloody bird may be messing with her. I'll
With
be
your
right
bloody
back.
bird.
Oh no!
He stays inside.
Oh no! Your bloody
God.
bird has made my blood bloody. Oh.
Okay, so he, you help Mame up out of the snowdrift that they've fallen into, and she's okay.
Oh, just a moment. You seem fine, but there is no reason to leave you in pain as this. He'll quickly like. Did that not? Oh, there we go. It rolled on D&D Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
The same like apparatus that came out from below his it like shoots this like spray onto the wound and it just heals up nice and fine.
Ooh, fancy.
All the damage you took goes away.
So
Oh, thank you. Wow, that's really handy.
It's what they put in this body, I guess. Anyway,
there's this like clang as it kind of as a beak kind of rattles off your metal sides there.
Perhaps we should head back inside.
Yeah, this is the guy. You should go tell the rest of the group, and I can wait here just to make sure that nobody like stabs him in the night.
Oh, okay, I see. Listening to that, I take my way, avoid the axe beat, and run back to the meat hole.
I'll wait here, and I go back inside, and I inform my my new friend here that I'm getting my support. Or more accurately, after she leaves, I take out my ice stare.
Da,
No,
da,
it was you
da.
all along. And there's me failing my insight check and all. Okay. So yes, you go in and you give him peace of mind and
I'm waiting because.
So, Mame, you run up the road. It's not very far. This is a tiny place. And you find your way back to the mead hall. And back in the warm interior, you see Mockingbird and Garrow happily drinking away with their various friends.
I tap their backs because I cannot reach their
Yep.
shoulders, and like, Mockingbird.
Back so soon? You'll have to excuse me, and I'll do a small little bow to the dwarf and get up and follow her.
Let's go get Goro. Nice. And I round them up. Like, come down here. Come down here.
Down. Oh, I see.
Take an E.
Colin found a guy that skipped out on the lottery. We have he might be the next victim. Colin's at his house right now. I think maybe we should go and guard his place just in case he's attacked.
I like
Do we think
smack
he's going to be attacked tonight?
Mockingbird on the shoulder, and I'm like, yeah, I knew it.
I'll just kind of give a small little grimace. Yes, it probably would be best. Do we suspect that he's going to be attacked tonight?
Oh, the merchant group is coming from East Haven. They said that he'd be here tomorrow. Tonight might be the night that he might be attacked.
Right. Okay, let's go. Lead on.
So bundle up first. You unfeathered folk can need some warmth.
Five coats later.
Ah, yes,
After you.
they forgot to drink my signature fire brew. That would have helped.
Fire
so-
whiskey.
You get thoroughly bundled up, and you all head out again into the cold night, and make the quick journey. Like you can see, Mame, like that your footprints have already been covered up by the snow that's coming down, and you make your way back over to the house, old Madame Dustbuckles, and Mockingbird, Garrow. You see this very mead-tempered axebeak tethered to the outside of this little hot cottage on the edge of town. And are you just going to let yourself in?
I will follow Mame.
Okay.
Be careful of that guy. He's dangerous. To that sweet bird.
Oh, believe me, I'm going to give that thing a wide berth.
And then
Hey,
I
you
knock
gotta-
on the door.
Dun dun. Tell you hear that from inside.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh yes.
And the merchant physically jumps when the door goes.
These are probably my friends, and if they're not, I'll probably get stabbed. So
Alright, you check. you check.
I open the door.
It's me.
Oh, hello.
Citizen.
He's like, come in quickly, inside.
Close the door behind me.
Now, Toln's been telling me you're all there to look after me.
Did he?
Apparently.
Yeah,
Just have
that can
quite
be arranged.
a guard now.
Well, I think that this one, we call him the Mockingbird. He can talk with you about Mockingbird, please talk.
Yeah, Toln has exhausted every line of conversation, every like Baldur's Gate 3 conversation tree option.
I'll just sort of approach him and just small, bow, show respect that I've entered this man's home and startled him. You are to be attacked tomorrow. That much we've ascertained.
How
There are
can you be so sure?
We have reason to believe that a group is coming with rather nefarious purposes.
Oh goodness. What am I to do?
Now,
Mother!
Yep.
No,
That's what
it's all right. You're such a lovely boy. No one would want to harm you.
Oh, I think that may not be the case. I think there are some people quite unhappy with your recent lottery decisions, as it were.
And you see this woman like with an unexpected burst of speed. She scuttles over to like a kitchen area, like next to the like a cooking area next to the stove, the open fire. And she grabs up this big long like cast iron ladle, and she's like, "Oh, I'd like to see them try."
I thought she was gonna go after him with it.
Like, what have you been doing?
I told you better.
Just like pulling out the full name on him. Ismay Dustbuckle.
Now,
Straight to bed.
we have to discuss how we're going to deal with this situation. And I kind of pan my eyes over to the other three in my group who are watching this transpire. If they're coming here, then we can assume that they're coming in full force. If we don't take action ahead of time, then we'll be at a disadvantage. And I don't think, and I kind of pan over to her, any amount of cast iron frying pans will do us good.
It's actually, that's a ladle, actually.
Ladle, excuse me.
I know you don't cook very much.
I don't do my own cooking. No, I leave that to you.
Oh, are you hungry? I don't have much.
Don't worry about it.
Then Ismay's like, "Oh, mother, I've brought some stuff." No, Ismay, you're such a darling boy.
Tom, Mame, I believe you know more about the situation than we do. What are your thoughts on the matter?
There's an individual coming tomorrow that we believe he is using the cover of a merchant caravan. Yeah, I think he wants to stab you, but luckily I don't sleep, so...
So we'll have watch tonight, and tomorrow we'll all be well rested enough to keep an eye out. And you think it's one individual coming? Or...
It's probably cover, if I had to guess. Maybe his friend knows, but I don't think the entire group is in on the scheme.
I see.
I'm not sure.
One of those.
Okay.
Seeing as
How about... Go on, Mame.
seeing as Ishmael skipped out on the lottery, maybe he'll be looking out for opportunity for him to be on his own. Or maybe they'll attack the house. I'm not sure about like what the other murders were inside, outside, so we can't really be sure.
Ismay speaks up and say, "But how can you know I'm here? Like nobody in Brimshadow knows I'm from Good Mead. I don't bloody advertise that."
Oh, that's... I'm helping you tonight, but there's the larger problem that he may be some sort of anointed servant of the Frostmaiden, who is probably not pleased with your decision.
His eyes go wide. The Frostmaiden herself. Oh, I'm doomed. I'm doomed, Mother.
Well, I'd like to help prevent that, as I've found the people of Good Mead to be quite helpful. Your mother included, so I want her to,
She nods, a toothy grin. A few missing.
I would prefer that she not have the unfortunate fate to outlive her children. I'm told that is quite undesirable event in one's life to outlive their children. So,
And she nods happily. She's like, aye, I'll go first.
So let's make sure you don't die imminently, and then we can figure out later.
Yeah, and he kind of looks over you with an appraising kind of merchant's eye, and he's like, hi, well, yes, you look like you know what you're doing. I'll be protecting my mother.
Allow me to reiterate. I don't sleep. I will be in whichever room you are in.
I'll sleep better for it.
I will take point in town. I'll keep an eye for this group
Now,
coming in.
Sir, point of fact.
Aye.
You are blessed with certain qualities, are you not?
Well, thank you very much.
Wealth being among them?
Oh, I see. Look.
I'm not asking for much, but you can see that I am literally held together by various bolts. I need maintenance, so I need some coin.
Well, all of my considerable standings is tied up in collateral and the like. But look, I'll tell you what. You do this for me, and the next time you're in Brimshanda, I'll hook you up with my 2. And then he looks at you. Your goggles kind of just like glow red a little bit. He's like, no, 3. 3 of my finest birds.
Let us shake.
Now, this is a very different handshake to what Mockingbird got. This is a very soft, pudgy, perfectly manicured nails, slightly clammy handshake. He's like, all right, well, if I'm not alive, then it means nought, all right? So,
if you're not alive, I cannot collect. You are correct.
So, for want of a better word, Yoroshku.
I'm sorry, I do not speak Draconic.
Sorry. Yeah, actually, for the 3 of you that don't know, Draconic in my games is Japanese because of my sons who are half Japanese, and to help them get into the hobby. There are occasional friendly kobolds around who can speak Japanese.
That's awesome.
Can you show me which room you will be sleeping in?
Well, there's a small attic space upstairs, and then this is it.
So you'll be sleeping in the main space?
Everyone, Momo and I are usually, by the fire. Yeah, aye.
Toln will walk over to the front door, and he'll, this is the first time that these two have seen him.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot out, and he'll tinker with the knob on the front door,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll speak into the door, "Hey, yo, fuck off." So now, anybody who touches, anytime that door is touched,
Yes.
within 10 feet, you can hear the words, "Hey, yo, fuck off." Anytime the door is touched.
Okay. Well, I just like to see anyone trying to get past this axe beak, the doorknob, and then everyone layers of security.
Layers of security.
And you, yes. Okay, but
In that case, I would propose that the 3 of you stay here. It sounds like that's already how things are transpiring. I think a second set of eyes in town to watch the situation as they come in and see what they're doing might be useful. I'll take that post. If they happen to slip past me and go in another direction to get to this area in town, then I think having the majority of us here would be the smartest option.
Where's our inn? Is it close to this area?
yes.
The inn where we're staying?
I mean,
Yes,
you should
tiny.
probably, madam, if it's fine with you, we should probably stay here.
So, oh yes, you're very welcome. Oh, We haven't had a sleepover since you were this big, Isma. Do you remember those little fur shorts you used to wear? They were delightful.
Oh, was he one of those guys who wore shorts in a snowstorm? Oh,
Yeah.
God. That's the kind of guy we're helping out. All right.
Shorts
Then
and flip flops.
I'm just gonna put my coat on and, I guess, kind of nod and then leave. And what does the door say as soon as I touch it?
The outside specifically.
The outside.
When you go to close
do
the
have to
door,
close
it
it.
says, when you go to close it, it says, "Hey yo, fuck off."
There you go.
All right, and then yeah, I'll just go back to the sort of like just an area in town where I can just kind of bundle up and keep an eye on the road, I guess, or on who's coming in and out of the town.
Okay, doke.
And just kind of lay low and huddle.
Indeed. Okay. Now, you won't be able to do that for too long in the night. It's
In the night,
It's gonna get unbearably cold.
Okay, then I'll go to the inn until it's at least a little bit warmer out.
It could be a
Tiny
wait.
bit? Tiny bit? Yeah, okay.
Because yeah, like throughout the night, it'll be it's absolutely freezing with the wind as well. But you can, I'm sure there's probably like a place in the mead hall that with a window looking over the main street.
Ah, okay, that's perfect then. Yeah, take that.
And the house where everyone else is towards the west kind of end of town, so anyone coming from East Haven would pass the mead hall on the way to where the others are located. So you find a spot. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And the rest of you, so Toln, you're kind of on sentry duty, like in that kind of sentry mode that
It's the
Frostforged have.
yes.
Mame, Gareth, just kind of
I'm
bedding
gonna
down.
start taking off all my coats.
Maybe not all
finding
of
a
them.
spot on the ground. I'll ask the Madam Dustbuckle where I can lay up, like a spot that's long enough for me to lay out.
She pats pats the ground next to her. She's like, huddle up, huddle up.
Okay,
Fine.
thank you, Madam.
Fine,
lay
figure out
out
a
all
fella
my
like you.
Oh, thank you.
Have you ever been to
So I lay
Dugan's
out all
Hall
my
on the
coats.
new moon? You'd be very popular.
Oh.
Mom and
Yeah.
reminisce.
Next new moon, swing by.
Got this like image of like Mame kind of like fluffing up the feathers. Gallus feathers. Yeah. Okay.
Fluffing you down.
So you all settle in for the night, and Toln, you keep a good solid eye on the door and make sure. And Mockingbird, you stay awake as long as you can. Although you don't want to be useless tomorrow, so you do.
Yeah.
After a while, feel the urge to get your rest. Remember, you need 6 hours in D&D, right? It's an 8-hour rest, but 2 hours can be spent doing other stuff. So I think, do you like front load that? You put the 2 hours, you watch the road for 2 hours and then sleep?
I would probably backload it because we're probably getting towards the time of day, night, twilight right now where not many people, if any, are going to come in.
True.
Yeah, so I would save that for when we're closer towards the time when people would come in.
Okay. And our scene kind of zooms out from the pinpricks of flickering lantern light that is Good Mead. And our vision zooms to the north and east to a larger collection of flickering lights, that of East Haven, and a house on the edge of the town with 4 dog sleds tied up, their bundles covered up with tarpaulins and tied up for the night, And just to the side of these sleds, you see little furry donuts as the sled dogs are all curled up as they do, and resting for the night. Not bothered by the cold overly much, but just curled up for warmth together in their teams, one for each, 6 dogs for each sled. And the lantern light in the house goes out as whoever is inside goes to sleep for the night. And we hear the door creak open, and a crunch, crunch, crunch of footsteps in snow. And we see... Let's see, get this proper description here. We see a well-built man in his 30s, olive complexion, dark hair pulled back in a ponytail, no facial hair, dressed in a stylish vest with matching pants and boots, similar in style to those worn by the mariners of the southern Sword Coast, but no armor, no cold weather clothing, and he doesn't appear to be armed. But the most striking feature that I will leave you with tonight are his eyes. His eyes, which gaze to the southwest, in much the direction that Good Mead must be situated, as Sefik Caltro looks unblinking towards his next victim. And here he is. On roll 20 there.
Ooh.
And we shall leave this scene
And
as 10 towns beds down against the winter chill for one more night. And tomorrow, if not heralding a dawn, will herald a dog sled caravan travelling to Good Mead, and a reasonably well-prepared group of recent partners, I think, ready to deal with whatever the Frostmaiden can throw at them. And thank you, everybody. We shall stop there for the night. So, great stuff. Thanks everything for watching, and have yourselves a fantastic week, everybody. On the channel here, we're going to be back on Thursday for Curse of Strahd, and Friday for Descent into Avernus. Because I'm now 3 times a week.
oh my goodness.
Something I do now, apparently.
See ya for Descent.
Indeed, yes, Josh will be back for Descent. And everyone have yourselves a great time. Thanks for coming by. And thank all of you. I cannot wait to carry on with Rime of the Frostmaiden. Cheers.
All right. Thank you, John.
Thank you.